Thank you. Thanks, Jerry, and to the RI team and sponsors, and thanks for the opportunity to present this update. Grade is certainly king. It's an old adage in geology, but it's certainly true. This is a picture of the 80-metre level of our first mine. 80-metre level of our first mine at Edna Beryl. That mine has produced to date 3,000 tonnes at 30 grams per tonne. So I think you'd all agree a pretty amazing head grade. This presentation's on our website, so you can read the disclaimer there. A little bit about why you'd invest in Emmerson and what I intend to cover today. So really, those of you who went to Rob Murdoch's presentation, the opening presentation, and he talked a lot about stock picking. There's a lot of junior exploration companies out there, a lot presenting today, of course. And some of the core themes he brought up was around, dollars in the bank. How many of the juniors, how much money have they got in the bank? Can they sustain their exploration? The commodity mix, Emmerson's clearly gold and copper focused. And those that have got aggressive exploration programs that lead to discovery. We've got a track record in all of those counts. And you can see from this slide, our two core projects, Tennant Creek, we've been there for over 10 years, and New South Wales, which I'll talk a little bit about both. Well, grade is king and so is cash. Today we announced the completion of a placement in Emmerson. It was a $1 million placement at 10.35 cents. That was by our joint venture partner, Territory Resources. And you should have been to our booth yesterday and heard all the good things about Emmerson, bought your shares then, because we've had quite a run up this morning. I think we're sitting at about 8 cents now, so we're gaining traction. We've got a second royalty payment coming in from processing of that high-grade Edna Beryl ore, and the royalty payment and the placement, they're not reflected in our cash balance, so we're well and truly well funded. One of the hallmarks of Emmerson has been that we've had a very stable board and management team. We floated this company in late 2007. Our board and directors, plus our management team, exploration managers, have been in Emmerson for that period of time. So I think it's been a real hallmark of Emmerson. We're all very, very committed to the team and what we're doing. Just turning to Tennant Creek, a core part of the strategy really in Tennant Creek is using the best technology and expertise to make discoveries. We've made 3 to date, and really, as most of you will understand, discoveries is really the biggest value driver, biggest shareholder value driver in junior mining companies, and that's really part of our DNA. This discovery here at Mauritania is a greenfields discovery, and is where we're currently drilling. In the announcement this morning, I announced that first diamond drill hole, these are all RC drill holes by the way, first diamond drill hole Mauritania, we've intersected brecciated ironstone, and for the non-technically minded, that's a good thing. That's typically the host to the high-grade gold. And then down here, early this year, we announced some pretty good results in the Susan project. Now, this pink area is subject to the joint venture. So we own 100% of this. This is under earn-in and joint venture with our partner, Territory Resources, which is a $5 million earn-in over 5 years with Emmerson, the managers and operators. The Mauritania discoveries in the blue part, that's 100% Emmerson. And out here's the Warrego mill, which our joint venture partners in the throes of refurbishing. Just a little bit more on Mauritania. This is a plan view. This is the gold geochemistry. Discovery was used using a combination of geochemistry, geophysics and structure. And for the technically minded in the room, the host to the gold is these hematite ironstones, and it's a common theme of all our discoveries to date in Tennant Creek. many of you will know, Tennant Creek's an historic mineral field. It's been around quite a while. Normandy were the key major company there for quite a while. All of those discoveries that Normandy made were magnetite ironstones. The host was the magnetite ironstone. We, however, have understood that they've probably only found half of the deposits. They didn't look for the hematite one, so that's really where we've focused our efforts, and certainly, it's yielding quite good results. I just want to talk to Edna Beryl, our first mine, opened 2017. This is really a mine where we hope to emulate the Fosterville mine in Victoria. Many of you will know the Fosterville mine, obviously a very, very high-grade mine that just keeps on giving. This mine is, where I showed you that high-grade gold. So that small inset there is this one here. So that high-grade mine, high-grade gold photos were down here on the 80-metre level. And as we've gone down the mine, it's got better and better. Grades have increased, continuity of the ore's been better. So this leapfrog model here is from surface drilling, and the warm colours are obviously the high-grade stuff. So you can see that, we've mined our first 3,000 tonnes there, 30 grams per tonne, and there's a hell of a lot of potential here. So the plan is to drive on the ore out here, cross-cut, and undertake underground drilling from underground. Hopefully all of this will join up. As I said, our joint venture partner are doing all the mining and processing. They'll do all of that. We, however, have to pay for the drilling. At 30 grams per tonne gold, it doesn't take much to add significant ounces. So what I've done here is, you've got Edna Beryl in the background. So here's the shaft that I was just talking about. Here's the ore that we've mined. And I've superimposed one of the bigger mines in Tennant Creek, Nobles Knob. So just concentrate on the blue contour. So the blue contour is the 1 to 31 gram per tonne contour. Keep in mind that we're mining at 30 grams per tonne in Edna Beryl at the moment. And the red contour is the 31 to 124 gram contour. And Nobles Knob was over 1 million ounces. So you can see that these are very, very different deposits than what most of you will be familiar with. They're not the typical goldfields type, large footprint gold deposits. These are very concentrated. The gold is very concentrated, and it doesn't take a very big footprint to add significant ounces, and they're very, very high value prizes. So how do we harvest it? So this is really an unconventional path for a small junior mining company, and I think it stands us apart from many of our peers. The idea is that we take a royalty, we self-fund our exploration and grow. So as I said, our joint venture partner do the development, mining and processing, and these small mines, whilst we say small mines, have great potential to grow. There's no intention to take these projects to JORC Resources. As we've seen at Edna Beryl, we are much better off to get underground and start mining them, understand the grade distribution, the metallurgy and the geology from underground. And you can see that at Edna Beryl, that if you just looked at the surface drilling, it's not really reflective of what we've mined to date. So we have multiple mines in our mining schedule, and this is again in the joint venture area, so you can see the yellow dots are all in the mining schedule. They're going through optimisation studies and permitting, and hopefully eventual development. So it's not a one-trick pony. There'll be multiple mines in development. And this is really, great news for Emmerson shareholders. Very low risk business for Emmerson shareholders. It's harvesting and monetising these via a royalty stream. So this is the royalty out of Edna Beryl, so we get 12% of the total gold produced. Obviously, our joint venture partner takes all the risk on the mining and processing. This graph is the number of NSR royalties around the world. You can see that 12% of the gold is a very, very good royalty, probably one of the world-leading royalties. Some of the other projects, we have a profit share agreement, and that's where the profit share sits in the grand scheme of things. So again, a very good royalty and a low-risk revenue stream for Emmerson shareholders. Also, keep in mind that, you know, these royalty companies command quite a premium. So, you know, there's quite an uplift there in terms of the premium that royalty companies command. So that's the sort of model that we're looking at in Tennant Creek. Now turning to New South Wales, I haven't got very much time, but certainly come to our booth. We've got our exploration manager there who's just drilled a very exciting hole at our Watling Hill project. It's up near Fifield. It's one of 5 projects, so we're up here in the Lachlan Fold Belt. We're in the land of the giant porphyry copper deposits with Cadia Ridgeway and, you know, Cowal, North Parks. The geology is totally concealed at Watling Hill. It's under shallow cover, and we've got over 4 kilometres of anomalous gold, copper and moly geochemistry. We had to collect that geochemistry by drilling through the soil. And we've got rock chips up to 2% copper and 1/4 gram per tonne gold. So, you know, the first drill hole, this is just a schematic model of a porphyry copper deposit. This is where you want to be. This is where the high-grade copper and gold is. This is our drill hole. We haven't got the assays back yet, so the assays are pending. Be in the next 2 weeks. This is all copper, and we think we're located out here. So on the surface, there's a bit of outcrop, bit of rubbly outcrop. It's called green rock. It's this epidote alteration. So we're sitting out here in the green rock. This is where we want to be. Okay. So we'll wait for the assays to come back. We'll obviously do some more IP. We've got some proprietary technology. We've joined a consortium down at the University of Tasmania that use the trace element geochemistry of this green rock to vector into the main part of the system. So it's a very high technology approach. We age date the intrusives, these intrusives here. We use you know, the trace element geochemistry to help us vector into these main zones, and conventional exploration as well, IP and geochemistry. So it's a very high-tech approach. This project here at Watling Hill, same age as Cadia Ridgeway, the Newcrest deposit, same alteration, same rocks, and hopefully once we get into here, the same sort of price. So just in summary, you know, we're a unique gold and copper explorer. We believe we've got a really low-risk strategy to accelerate and fund our exploration. Tennant Creek over here, once the Warrego Mill's refurbished, that'll be an integrated mining and processing project with low-risk revenue streams to fund our ongoing exploration. As I said, we harvest that via a profit share or gold royalty. We've got exploration potential, great exploration potential in Tennant Creek. I should have mentioned that you know, we are drilling at Mauritania, so you'll see those results in probably 3 or 4 weeks' time. Plus, we're really hunting in elephant country in New South Wales. We're looking for world-class copper-gold discoveries. We've got the joint venture there in that southern project area with Territory, so they're funding that. We're the managers and operators. We've retained 100% of that northern project area where we made that Mauritania discovery and where Edna Beryl is. And, you know, I think it's going to be a very, very exciting year for us. We've got, you know, drilling to come out on Mauritania, drilling in that southern project area by our joint venture partners, obviously continued royalty payments. Drilling in New South Wales, we're going to have another round of drilling at Watling Hill, hoping to nail that middle of that, centre of that system. And then, of course, drilling underground at Edna Beryl, which, you know, I suspect will creep up towards that 1 million ounces, hopefully. So that's about it. Thanks so much for listening, and come to our booth, booth 44. We've got some great rocks from Watling Hill you can see there, and also from Tennant Creek. So thank you.
Thanks, Rob.